The night was quiet, and the road stretched endlessly under the dim streetlights. Maria Eduarda sat in the passenger seat, one hand resting on her swollen belly, the other gripping her phone. She was 9 months pregnant, exhausted, and terrified of what was about to happen. Her husband, Gustavo, kept his eyes fixed on the road, his jaw tight with anger. "Gustavo, please," she whispered. "Can we just talk when we get home?" He didn't answer. The tension in the car was unbearable. For weeks, he had been distant, cold, unreachable, a man she barely recognized. Suddenly, he pulled into a deserted gas station and stopped the car. Maria looked at him, confused. "What are we doing here?" she asked softly. He turned off the engine, exhaled, and said in a voice that felt like a knife, "This is where you get out." Maria blinked, thinking she had misheard him. "What?" "I said, get out," he repeated, his eyes empty. "I can't do this anymore. Gustavo, I'm about to give birth," she cried, her voice breaking. "Where am I supposed to go?" Eluque dejó ahí, refusing to meet her gaze. "You'll figure it out. You always do." Tears streamed down her face as she opened the door. Her legs trembled as she stepped out into the cold night air. "Please, don't do this," she begged. "You're leaving your own child." But he didn't look back. The car roared to life and disappeared into the darkness, leaving her standing alone beside the fuel pumps, holding her belly and sobbing uncontrollably. Moments later, a sharp pain shot through her body. The baby was coming. She collapsed near the station wall, screaming for help. The attendant, a kind older man, rushed over, calling for an ambulance. "Hold on, ma'am, help is coming." Hours later, in a small hospital room, Maria held her newborn son for the first time. His tiny fingers curled around hers, and she whispered, "Miguel, your name is Miguel, and I promise I'll never leave you." Days turned into weeks, and Maria's life became a daily struggle. She worked at a bakery during the day, cleaned offices at night, and took care of Miguel in between. There were times when she had to choose between diapers and food, but she never stopped smiling for her baby. Her pain became her strength. Meanwhile, Gustavo's life went on. He closed business deals, attended lavish parties, and surrounded himself with people who only cared about his money. But every time he saw a child, something inside him twisted. He tried to ignore it until one afternoon, while scrolling through his phone, he froze. A video was trending online, a single mother talking about being abandoned at a gas station and raising her son alone. The woman looked familiar. Too familiar. It was Maria. Her voice trembled as she spoke into the camera. "To the man who left me that night, I forgave you. Not for you, but for my peace, because I had to be strong for my son. And to all the mothers watching this, don't let abandonment define you. Let it make you stronger." The comment section was flooded with love and support. Thousands of people shared her story, calling her a symbol of strength. Gustavo dropped his phone, his heart pounding. He couldn't breathe. "She forgave me," he whispered. For the first time in years, he felt something he didn't recognize. That night, he couldn't sleep. The memories haunted him. Her tears, her voice, the way he'd driven Hawaii. The next morning, Without telling anyone, he got into his car and drove for hours, retracing the same road until he found the gas station. The same old man was still there. "Do you remember a pregnant woman who gave birth here years ago?" Gustavo asked, his voice shaking. The man looked at him for a long moment, then nodded. "I remember. She almost died that night, but she made it. Strongest woman I ever saw." Gustavo swallowed hard. "Do you know where she lives?" The man hesitated, then pointed toward town. "Small blue house near the bakery. You'll find her." When Gustavo arrived, he saw Maria outside, hanging close on a line. Miguel, now 6, was playing with a toy truck, his laughter echoing through the yard. Gustavo froze. The boy looked exactly like him. Maria turned and saw him. The smile on her face vanished. "What are you doing here?" she asked coldly. "I saw your video," he said quietly. I had to see you." "You saw the video. So what?" "You want forgiveness?" she asked bitterly. He took a deep breath. "I don't deserve forgiveness. I just needed to tell you. I'm sorry." Maria crossed her arms. "Sorry doesn't erase the nights I cried, or the times Miguel asked why he didn't have a dad." Gustavo knelt down, tears in his eyes. "I know. And I can't undo what I did, but I want to be part of his life, Ivan. If you never forgive me..." Maria stared at him, torn between anger and compassion. "You left us, Gustavo. People don't just come back and fix that with words. I'll prove it with actions," he said, "if you let me." 4 weeks, Gustavo returned every day, not with expensive gifts, but with his time. He picked Miguel up from school, helped with homework, fixed the broken fence, and cooked dinner when Maria came home, tired from work. Slowly, the walls she had built around her heart began to crumble. One evening, as the sun set, Miguel looked up at Gustavo and asked, "Mom says you used to know her. Were you her friend?" Gustavo smiled sadly. "Yes, I was. But I was foolish. I hurt her." Miguel tilted his head. "You're nicer now." Gustavo laughed softly. "I'm trying to be." A few months later, Miguel fell during a soccer game and scraped his knee. As Gustavo rushed to help him, the boy cried out, "Dad!" The word hung in the air. Maria froze, tears welling up in her eyes. Gustavo looked at her, unsure if he should smile or apologize. She nodded slowly. "He sees something in you, maybe something I couldn't." From that day, everything changed. Gustavo didn't move back into their lives overnight, but he became part of it step by step, quietly rebuilding what he once destroyed. One evening, Maria found a letter on her kitchen table. It read, "For every tear you shed, I owe you a lifetime of love. For every mile I drove away, I'll walk back twice as far. I can't rewrite our beginning, but maybe we can write a better ending." Maria folded the letter, smiling through her tears. For the first time in years, she felt a profound sense of peace, not because Gustavo had returned, but because she had healed, and in her healing, she had found hope. And as Miguel ran into the room, laughing, she whispered to herself, "Maybe some stories don't end where they break. Maybe that's where they truly begin." What do you think of this story? Let me know in the comments below. If you were moved by this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more stories that will touch your heart. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.